the Bible says no, and you're just ignoring it. What is this? It's not even a thing. Like, to me, it's a joke of a religion now. I think it's a joke. So if you're gonna bend all your own rules, if you're gonna be tolerant of everything and stand for nothing, then I don't think you have anything.
It's just like people are getting onto the president of Qatar, because he's not allowing gay pride or flags or anything to be shown in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your opinion on people expressing their communities, for example?
My opinion is that you're in Qatar.
Yeah.
So
no, but I'm talking about in general though.
Yeah.
In general, people expressing their happiness for gay pride and stuff like that.
The problem is, and I don't want to come across as homophobic, and I want to get this video taken down either. But the problem is that a lot of these things are not what people think they are. There are people who think so surface level. The people inside the Matrix think surface level. They sit there and think this is only about accepting what gay people want to do. I don't care what gay people want to do. I'm not homophobic. I don't give a shit what you want to do. It's not about that. What's actually happening is that the New World Order and people who are in charge of the world are using certain agendas to enforce. They're using them as a disguise to enforce hidden things. You understand? It's like the Green New Deal. They come along and say, global warming, global warming, global warming. They pretend it's about the planet, but really it's about just raising taxes to the sky, locking you in your house and taking your car away. They don't give a shit about the planet. It's a disguise. So the people who are in charge of the world are using certain agendas, which they don't want you to argue against, to sneak in a bunch of other legislation and a bunch of other rules. And the whole pro-gay acceptance thing is exactly the same. It's nothing to do with gays. The people who are in charge of the world don't care about anyone but themselves. They don't care about you, whether you're gay or straight. They're not interested. What they're interested in doing is controlling the minds of people and affecting the way people operate in a way which is beneficial to them. I don't want to get too political on this podcast and say what they're really doing, because the video will get taken down. But anyone who has a brain, who wants to go and find out, you will find out that all this green agenda they're pushing has nothing to do with the environment. All this gay stuff they're pushing has nothing to do with gay people. It's all to do with control. The people who are in charge of the world want more control. If they gave a shit about global warming and rising sea levels, why does every single multimillionaire and billionaire buy a house on the beach? The first place they buy their mansion. I thought we're all going to drown next year. Bollocks, bro. It's a lie. It's all a lie. They don't care. But by saying that, now there's carbon credits, carbon limits. You can't drive your car past 8 p.m. because of the environment. You can't eat meat anymore because of the environment. Stay home, eat the bugs, be a slave, be a slave, be a slave. Every single government in the world is interested in control. That's all they've ever wanted. That's all they ever want more of. Governments want control. They want to control their populace. They think of us as sheep. We're cattle to them. They want us to comply. They don't want our individuality. They don't want us to think for ourselves. They want us to just sit there and obey like robots. So every single one of them is slowly inching, day by day, pushing the limits, taking as much control as they can from the people to the people who revolt. And if they do it slowly and incrementally, they get away with a lot. And that's what they're doing. And they're all inching towards communism, which is what they want at the end, because communism is the governmental system that allows us the most control over the world. People sit there and go, oh no, the governments don't want communism. The governments want free enterprise because governments want money and governments want everyone to be rich and they want people to be wealthy. This is beyond money. The people in charge of the world print the money. They don't care about money. They don't care about economies. They don't care about taxes. All these things are brokey considerations. When you print the money, do you think you give a shit if the economy is good or bad? You print the money. You don't care. What you care about is when you click your fingers, do people obey you? That's what they want. They want power.
Power, yeah.
That's what it's really about. The whole world is about power. So when someone comes on TV and tells me I'm supposed to believe something, you need to believe this about the planet. You need to believe this about the gays. You need to believe this about this virus. You need to believe this. I sit there and I look at it and go, why do you want me to believe this?
Do you think,
why? It's a lot. And sorry, you got me started now. Sorry, bro. But it's like, why do you want me to believe this? Do you want me to believe this because it's good for me? Or is it because it's good for you? Are the rules made for the benefit of me, or are they made for the benefit of the people who make the rules? And you sit there and you understand that all of it is programming. All of it is a lie. They want you to believe things that are not true, like go to university, get in debt, sit there, learn or get a degree. That they want you to believe all this crap so that you are as enslaved as they can make you. This is all they want. And I understand that. So whenever they come along with anything, this is not about gay people as a whole. Don't give a shit. Any agenda they try and push on me, I know is not for my benefit. I know it. So I reject basically all of it.
I was going to say, do you think that people expressing mental health and depression is part of that?
Mental health and depression is an interesting one.
I've got a conspiracy theory behind this one as well.
All right. Well, mental health and depression is an interesting one because, like, you look at Tyson Fury, right? How can you not respect the heavyweight champ? Gypsy King, G, right? And he was talking about how he was depressed and how he fought his way out of it and everything. Huge respect for the guy. He was depressed, and the only way he fought and beat his depression was one day he got up, grabbed himself by the bootstraps, got in the gym, became the champ again, brought himself back to the former champion he was. He did it himself, right? And I think that that's really the only way any of these things can be beaten. I think if I were to talk to Tyson, or Tyson were to talk to anybody, he'd say the same thing. He'd say, look, end of the day, even if you're struggling, it's you that's going to have to get up and get the work done and change your life. I think that a lot of the help, which is being purported now by the system, by the Matrix, isn't designed to help. I think it's designed to keep people in this state of depression, because when you're depressed, you're submissive. You don't care about what happens to you if you're depressed. Depressed people aren't going to riot against a new law or against COVID tyranny because they're depressed. They're too busy. They're at home and they're sad. I think that keeping everybody in a degree of semi-neutral depression, semi-sad, is good for their ability to control all of us. So when they go on the TV and say, you're depressed, it's a disease, you can't fix it, there's nothing you can do about it, it's not your fault, I think they're just trying to reinforce in your mind that you're never going to get better. I think if they really cared, they'd say, like Tyson Fury says, you're depressed, but you can beat this. You can do this. I don't hear them saying that very often. They just sit there and say, everyone's depressed and it's normal. Accept it. And I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I don't think people should sit there and accept that they're sad. Change it. I think only you can change it. That's what I believe.
I'll save my my theory for off camera.
Yeah, all right. No. we don't Tyson turn up here.
Yeah, literally.
This episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is an app that reroutes your internet connection through their secure servers so your ISP can't see the sites that you visit. So why would you want this? You know, there might be times where you're on holiday, for example, in Dubai, they don't allow you to go on some sort of websites, even some basic things like WhatsApp. Well, when you connect to ExpressVPN, which I have done before, it works perfectly fine, just as it should. And not only that, but ExpressVPN also keeps all your information secure by encrypting 100% of your data with the most powerful encryption available. Most of the time, I don't even realize I've got ExpressVPN running. It's so seamless that you would never know it's anything. Literally, all you got to do is tap one button and you're protected. And the benefit is it's on all devices as well. So whether on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your smart TV, whatever the case may be, there's no excuse for you not to be using it. So what are you waiting for? Protect your online activity today using the VPN rated #1 by Business Insider. So visit my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/CEOcast, and you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. Once again, that's expressvpn.com/CEOcast and get protected today. So click the link in the description to learn more.
A female wanted me to ask you a question, right?
All right.
Is there ever going to be a day, I can see you're already prepared for this one. Is there ever going to be a day, yeah, where you have one woman settle down for the rest of your life and eventually, you know, have kids, carry on the Tate bloodline sort of thing, you know? Because it seems like, you know, you're surrounded by females all the time. So is there going to be a day where it's just one?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
It's not going to, I'm not pro or against that. I live life very logically, very objectively. If there's an advantage to only having one female, which I'm sure there are some, I can name them already, then yeah, that's the decision I'll make. If I think there's an advantage to having more than one, then that's the decision I'm going to make. Some people really need a female in their life because they need that kind of stability and direction and motivation. I'm not that guy. I do not need a woman to tell me to go work. I do not need her to tell me to put the video games down. I do not need to be cooked for and mothered. Like, it's nice if she does, but I'll survive. I did all this myself. I'll be okay. Like, the menial tasks you complete, I can hire somebody to do. It's not a big deal. I absolutely believe in love. I believe in family. I believe having kids is an amazing thing. But does that mean I'm ever going to live the completely traditional, I'm at home, wife says come home? That's never going to happen. That's not who I am as a man. If I have a woman who I love with all my heart and we have children, I'm still going to be out till whenever the fuck I'm out. I might be gone for 2 weeks. I'm out. See ya. See you in 2 weeks. And if during those 2 weeks I meet a big BQ, whatever, it is what it is. Doesn't mean I don't love my woman at home. Doesn't mean I'm not going to come back to her. But I'm just true to my instinct as a man. I don't think I should apologize for it. I think a lot of people are socially conditioned to apologize for things. That's not me. Society says I should do X. Well, society says I should do a bunch of dumb shit. Everything society tells me to do is wrong. So now society's going to sit here and say that I'm a bad person if I fall in love with a woman, we have a child, I take care of her financially, she's safe, the child's safe, I love them both, I spend time with them, and sometimes I'm away with my brother and there's a couple chicks around. Does that make me a horrible person? According to society, get fucked. Don't care. I do what I want. That's what I want to do at the time. That's what I'm going to do.
My question to her at the back of this is, if you was to have a child, yeah, obviously, essentially, they'd be born into money as well, right?
Correct.
So what would you leave behind for your child?
My kids are broke. They are brokies.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they ain't going to get the lessons any other way. You know what? It's actually different. So if I had a daughter, my number one concern wouldn't be spoiling her. Because I think spoiling a chick isn't even a bad thing, really. I don't think it affects their mentality nearly as much as a man. But the problem with spoiling a woman is if she has too much access to money, a man's going to get hold of it. I've been around, bro. I know. If let's say I had a daughter and she's 18 and she has access to a bunch of money. Her boyfriend, whoever the fuck he is, if he has any game, is going to be in the club on my money, driving her fast car with no insurance.
PS5 paid for.
You know what I'm saying? She'll be buying him nice presents and shit. So that what annoys me about the chick. So she can't have any money because I don't want some fucking side dude getting it.
Yeah.
My son ain't going to get any money because I don't want him losing his hunger. I want him to grow up broke. I want him to go through all the struggles I went through. I want him to suffer. I want him to have that fire. Now, I had some major disadvantages due to the fact that I had absolutely zero access to money. My family was completely broke. So I will give him some advantages. Let's say like when I was a fighter and I was fighting and I couldn't pay the rent. If my son, when he wins his fight, I'll give him a financial bonus myself for winning. But he still has to go win.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My kids are not going to be born into any kind of wealthy environment, in any kind of money. When I have children, I probably won't even raise them in a Western country because I think Western countries are soft. Bro, if I have boys, I want them growing up in deep Russia.
Hardcore ones.
Yeah, with like in the mountains with the goats. Like just running in the snow barefoot.
Khabib ones.
Yeah, I want monsters. That's what I want. I don't see the point in having to send them to some private school to sit around with a bunch of fucking toffs.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I think the best education in the world comes from the streets and comes from hardship. I don't think a private school can teach my kids anything that I can't teach them or that they actually need to know. You know, so when I have children, their lives will be very, very hard. And I also think that a father's job, this kind of ties back into what I was saying earlier when you're saying about having one woman and a family, etc. I think a father's job is to be a role model, not a second mother. A lot of fathers think that they're a good father because they're home every day. I'm not saying don't spend time with your kids, but I think you're also a good father if you live a life of exceptionality and that you lay a blueprint for your children to want to follow. My sons are going to grow up and see me and how I live and want to be like me. That means they're going to have to need certain attributes, right? If I'm home every day changing diapers,
it's not happening.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad was barely around, but he was a superhero to me. And I wanted to be like the superhero. So it's not so much about, with a female, with a mother, it's about the quantity of time. With a father, I really think it's about the quality of time. The mother does the diapers, the food, the basic tenets of life, right? But the true exceptionalism is going to come from the father. And to do that, you need to be a role model. And if that means you have to be out conquering the world, you're going to be out conquering the world. That's how it goes.
That's it. Cool, Tate. So my last question for you, yeah, and I think everyone kind of wants to know this as well, yeah? The man that we see on social media, the man that we see right now, yeah?
Yeah.
Is this all just an act?
It's a good question.
Is this exaggerated? Who is the real Andrew Tate?
No, this is the real me. I have a showbiz version. Like, I don't walk around my house with my chick talking about the Matrix is out to enslave us, right?
Yeah.
She knows it. I've said it a few times. She already knows the story. So when it's just me and her, I don't have to sit her down and say, listen, bitch, you went to school. You're a dumbass. I don't have to do that, right? There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
But it's all very real. These are the things I say. These are the things I believe. These are the things I talk about in my private networks. I just don't talk about them here to public. I don't talk about them nearly as deep or as advanced. Amongst my private networks, I like to talk about them at a much more intricate level because to the normies, to the brokies, they're not ready to listen to it. The Matrix, they say in the movie, people who are still dependent on the system will fight to defend the system. There are people who I will sit there and say to them, look, your university degree is a scam. They lied to you. I will show you how to make money. And their reply will be, no, I went to a good university. They are desperate. No, that degree means something. You work in Greg's, G. Doesn't mean any. Shut up. They won't accept it, right? So certain people are not ready for the truth. People who are ready for the truth seek it and they find it. And those are the people I talk to inside of the War Room and Hustlers University. I talk to them at a much deeper level. But yeah, this is all very, very real. I have a showbiz version of myself because in the world we live in today, you need to be able to get information across compendiously and precisely. No one has an attention span. So I'm very good at talking quickly and talking quickly without mistakes and getting my points across and using analogies. I'm very good with analogies. This is all, I wouldn't say it's rehearsed, but it's very conscious because I have a lot to say, right? I can't sit here and go, money, because no one's going to watch it.
Yeah.
Right? So people will probably look at me and think it's fake. It's not fake. It's just a matter of me understanding how things need to be done. And as a professional, I do things as a professional. I'm on a podcast, so I'm going to be professional. I'm going to get as much information across as possible. And my mind works quicker than my mouth. I'm lucky. I'm smart. So that's how it goes.
Tate, I want to appreciate you very much for your time.
Thank you, bro.
There's always that fear when you have a podcast like this that, you know, the guests are going to back out last minute.
Yeah.
So I want to really appreciate the fact that you're here and that you've given plenty of time. And before we end up, I can't let you go empty-handed, so I've got a few things. Obviously, Sunama...
It's Christmas!
Christmas come early. Sunama has sponsored this video, so we've kindly got the main man. Do you want to give it, or... You must, yeah, we kindly got the main man to give you some perfumes.
Amazing.
So on this side here...
Because you know what? I wasn't getting any girls in my life. And I was thinking, what's going on? Maybe I don't smell good.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't smell good enough.
And also, this one's on behalf of us. I know you're interested in Islam.
Yep.
So you don't have to accept this, but this is a choice.
I will accept it, my
English
friend.
translation of the Quran. So if you want to
Amazing.
seek more knowledge.
Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that very, very much.
Have that.
I'm always out for knowledge, my friend. Thank you very, very
And
much.
then
I
the last
appreciate
one,
that.
this is a little story actually. Someone gifted me these cigars and I don't usually smoke cigars, right?
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, cool, you know, I'll smoke it on a special occasion. So I
Yeah.
think it's only right that we probably end this podcast with a cigar.
Let's do it, bro.
Yeah, you got one? You want one?
Yeah, if you have one,
Yeah?
I'll take it. Thank you. You have a lighter?
No, I don't. You got a lighter?
My lighter's in the
That's
car.
what we need.
My lighter's in the car. Need a lighter if we have one. Let me try this smell.
Yeah, this one's the one, man. This one's a special one.
Yeah? Because I'm going to... Thanks,
I tell you, I need you to do me a favor.
Sure.
Wear it and say only top G's wear this.
All right. I got you. I'll make something happen. I'll get the shear on. I'll put the thing and I'll spray it. No, I got it.
All right, me and Tate are going to smoke the cigars now, so I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Listen, we need 20,000 likes and share this to people that you want to share it with, because I reckon this podcast might get taken down soon. So we need everyone to see this podcast. Tate, appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll just do a little final bit before I put this on and take all the bitches, put them on the jet. Yeah, like truthfully, I just want to, the last thing I'm going to say, and the reason I do these podcasts is I actually think the world is quite a bleak place
Yeah.
for men nowadays. I think that the societal path they've laid out for most men is a sad one. I think that all men like the idea of conquest and like the idea of being high status and being rich, and they're telling you that you shouldn't be those things and you shouldn't do those things. You should just go to school, get a wife, sit at home, happy wife, happy life, and it's depressing and it's unhappy. And I promise everyone that there is a degree of happiness, but as a man, that happiness comes from freedom. And freedom does require money at some level. And you're going to have to get out there and get paid if you want to be free as an individual. And once you're free, you're going to be happy. So
Yeah.
if you resonate with any of the things I said, please don't DM me on Instagram. I get 5,000 DMs an hour. I can't read them. Like, I'm trying to find the pussy. Bro, I go in there. I go in the message requests. I'm scroll, chick. Okay, accept. Delete. I don't have time to read all that
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
right? But if you're going to join Hustlers University, you can begin to make some money. And if you're actually serious about brotherhood, about working with people, about networking, about understanding how the world really works, if you already have a little bit of money or you're starting to make money and you want to find a way to attribute that towards your freedom, then that's what the War Room's all about. And we'll see you inside of there. So I'm very accessible as a person. You can find your way to me inside of the networks, but don't DM my Insta because I'm not going to be able to see it. That's how it works.
Fair enough. All right, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Tate, once again, thank you very, very
Thank
much.
you.
Sweet. We need some clapping. Come on, people. Come on, what's that about? That's it. Lovely. Good one.
Awesome, bro. Awesome.